Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Going to be giving you my reaction to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's press conference ahead of our game against Everton. So he has provided us with an update on Edinson Cavani. He also spoke about the situation regarding Sergio Romero. Solskjaer also mentioned Josh Joachim, Everton's new signing, and Solskjaer actually rates him. And tomorrow marks the 63rd anniversary of the Munich air disaster. During the press conference, it says here, Ole emphasised the importance of putting in a performance to honour those who sadly passed away in 1958. Solskjaer was also asked about the challenge of facing Carlo Ancelotti's side. And like I said, Joshua King's move to Goodison Park, as well as how we can build on the 9-0 triumph against Southampton in midweek. So we'll go through the questions that were asked to him, and I'll give you what he said to them questions, his response. And by the way, this is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's 100th Premier League game as Man United manager. So this was the first question that was asked to him. Ole, this will be our 100th Premier League match as manager. What have you learned in that time, and how different a manager are you to the one that started your journey at Cardiff? So Ole's response to that was, I'm a bit older and wiser hopefully, and a lot more grey up top, but I really enjoyed it. Of course, I didn't know it was my 100th game. What you learn is that the game is moving so much quicker. You have got to keep up with the pace of the game. The difference between when I started in 2014 with Cardiff and where it's come now, it's a different ball game. Of course, players get better and better, fitter and fitter, more tactical. Of course, I've enjoyed not every one of them. You don't enjoy the ones when you lose, but you enjoy testing yourself against good coaches and managers. So that was Ollie's response to that question. So this was the second question. You're coming up against another one tomorrow. Carlo Ancelotti hopes that you scored all your goals against Southampton. How impressed are you with the revival that he's leading at Everton? So Ollie's response to that was, he's a manager that you really look up to and respect. He's a winner everywhere he's been. The influence, for example, at PSG when he started there. What he's done at AC Milan, Chelsea, Real Madrid, you can see roots of that at Everton now as well. They've started the season fantastically. Now they've won their last 4 away games. It's a team that you know that you're in a battle when you play against them. So that was Ollie's response to that one. This was the third question that was asked to him. How has the group reacted to the Southampton game? Obviously, there have been some low moments where you've had to pick them up or keep them on level, but you don't want to get the high, I guess, after a result like that as well. So Ollie's response to that was, well, you've got to take the good with the good and the bad with the bad sometimes. You know what the boys took from that one is that we did the right things, kept good habits. I don't think anyone will get carried away with the scoreline because we knew we played against 10 men for the full game. Of course, that's demoralising when they lose a player like they did. When we got to 2-0, the game was more or less over. We've not mentioned the game at all, really. All the focus has been on Everton. So, yeah, that's a good response to Ole. You know, we're not getting ahead of ourselves, you know, reflecting on that 9-0 win against Southampton. So, yeah, this was another question that was asked to him. How's the team looking for Everton? Yes, Edinson Cavani came off with a knock. Yeah, it was an ankle injury. That's why he got taken off at half-time against Southampton. But anyway, at half-time, but you've said that's a precaution. Is there anyone missing? So Ollie's response to that was, Edison should be available, yeah. definitely. He's got a bad ankle, not there, but he said Eric Bay is a doubt. Apart from that, everyone's raring to go. So with Eric Bay being a doubt, Victor Lindelof will be alongside Harry Maguire. But I'm glad Edison Cavani is available because Edison Cavani has made a fantastic impact at Manchester United. I like his movement in and around the box. He holds up the play well, he creates chances, and he also scores goals. We got Cavani on a free transfer last summer on deadline day. He signed a 1-year contract with Man United with an option of a second year. I can assure he will see out his contract. So anyway, this was another question that was asked to him. What's the situation with Sergio Romero at the moment? So yeah, Ollie's response to that was, Sergio's working hard, training. He's in the group, of course. He lost a lot of training early on in the season. He joined us very late on after having some time back home. And over Christmas as well, he's had some back in Argentina with the family. He's working with the keepers, but of course with Dean Henderson and Lee Grant and David De Gea, it's been more difficult to get into the match squad. So that was Ollie's response to that, because obviously there has been narratives of Sergio Romero leaving the club because Romero is our third choice goalkeeper. So anyway, this was another question that was asked to Ollie. In terms of tomorrow's game and then the FA Cup tie, you've struggled to string good home performances this season. Is that the key to achieving something tangible? Because you don't want to be losing another 6 home games, I guess. So Solskjaer's response to that question was, consistency. Of course, it's vital. We've done well away from home. We've bounced back after the Sheffield United defeat and feel ready to kick on again and move on. Hopefully, we can get some momentum. We know it's not going to be easy because we play every 2 days or 3 or 4 days. But if we can get the consistency, the morale and confidence up, who knows? So that was Ollie's response to that one. This was another question that was asked to him. I just wondered if the way they respond to a big result is a challenge, and wondered whether if that lesson was learned after the big win against Liverpool. I know there weren't lots of goals, but it was an important win, and this was lots of goals and a big win. So Ollie's response to that was, it's about doing the right things, creating good habits every day on the training pitch. We keep repeating stuff we want to see in the game, and in the game against Southampton we managed to practice a lot of attacking, playing against a 10-man deep block. After scoring 1 or 2, you can just drop your shoulders and enjoy it because the result is there for you. We've learned from it and moved on. That was Ollie's response to that one. This was another question that was asked to him. This was a question about Joshua King. He's been linked to almost the entire Premier League for the last year or so. Also Man United. Joshua King, don't forget, came up our academy. Now he's signed for Everton. What do you think of the sign, and what sort of problems can he cause you tomorrow? He probably will make his full debut tomorrow for Everton. So Ollie's response to that was, the reason behind him being linked to many teams and good teams is because he's a good player. I think Everton have made a good signing. He's just approaching the best time of his career. I think we've seen that for Norway, that he's matured and grown. He struggled with COVID, of course, but good move by Everton and good move for Josh. Hopefully, as a Norwegian, we can see him kick on and find his form again after Saturday night. I think this was the second to last question that was asked to him during the press conference, and that was, tomorrow's game will be played on the 63rd anniversary of the Munich air disaster. How aware are your players, particularly the younger ones and the staff, about the importance of the disaster in the club's history. So Ollie's response to that was, it's only the 4th time it's played on the actual anniversary in the Premier League. It's important that we put on a fitting performance and hopefully we can honour them with a result. It's such an important part of our history and the spirit of the club. We have, of course, spoken to the players who have come into the club who have not been here and been part of this anniversary. It's a big day for everyone. It's always been an emotional for everyone. Hopefully we can put a team out that shows the Man United spirit. Of course, we have 6, 7 academy graduates, so hopefully they'll lead us on. So that was Ollie's response to that one, and this was the final question. You spoke last week about how the momentum shifted with the Sheffield United result. You've now clearly got the momentum back after the result on Tuesday. How do you keep that going now? So Ollie's response to that was, keep doing the right things, keep creating good habits, making sure we're ready for every game. You know football is strange, it's so funny, it'll flick on a decision or incident, and of course the sending off give us the advantage in going to create that scoreline. Sometimes that football, you can see that in the game for Arsenal against Wolves as well. You know how football changes quickly with a sending off and a decision. So we just have to build on this. We just have to really thrive. The more games we play in a short space of time, we don't have time to sit back and relax and enjoy the last game. That's a good thing, because if you sit back and think, well, we scored 9 and that'll come by itself, it isn't. We have to make sure we start the game in the same way as we did last time against Everton. We face a really hard challenge again. So yeah, that was everything that was mentioned during the press conference. But we are coming into this game full of confidence. We recently beat Southampton 9-0 and nobody expected that. We are record breakers. It was the first time we'd scored 9 goals since the 9-0 win against Ipswich back in 1995. That's 26 years ago. You know, Southampton did have 2 men sent off in the game. Jankiewicz got sent off just after the first minute for that bad challenge and Scott McTominay, but it was the correct decision by the referee, and obviously Bednarek got sent off for denying Anthony Martial a goal-scoring opportunity. And let's put into the equation, Southampton did have a lot of injuries. We're looking to beat Everton for the 3rd time this season, because we've already beaten them twice. You know, we're beating them in the EFL Cup quarter-final earlier on this season, 2-0 at Goodison Park. And we beat them in the league at Goodison Park 3-1. This is going to be Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's 4th appearance against Carlo Ancelotti as Manchester United manager. Everton obviously won their last game against Leeds 2-1. The last time Everton beaten us at Old Trafford was back in 2013. Oviedo had scored. But Carlo Ancelotti, you know, he is a very, very good manager. I have got a lot of respect for him. Carlo Ancelotti has been Everton manager for over a year. When Everton appointed him in, he signed a 4.5-year deal. Carlo Ancelotti has got a very, very good pedigree behind him. He's won 15 major trophies in his managerial career so far. Before Everton had Carlo Ancelotti, they had Duncan Ferguson in on a temporary basis. Before they had Duncan Ferguson, they had Marco Silva. Obviously, they sacked Marco Silva because they was inconsistent under him. They had Roberto Martinez at one point, and Everton were consistent under him. And at one point, they did have David Moyes. David Moyes endured like 11 years with Everton. Both games last season were draws, 1-1. But yeah, Everton have got some good players in their team that could cause us problems tomorrow night. They've obviously, like I said, got Joshua King. They brought Joshua King in on deadline day. They got him from Bournemouth. Obviously, they brought Decore in last year. I think he's going to be in contention to play. He's made a fantastic impact at Everton. They also brought James Rodriguez in last year. He's made a fantastic impact at Everton. They brought Ben Godfrey in as well last year. They brought Allen in. They also brought that Olsen in. Is he now Everton's second choice goalkeeper? And they also brought that Nkundu in. Has he recently been out with injury? Dominic Calvert-Lewin, he could also cause us problems. He's a good player for Everton. We've inquired about his availability before. Richie Arledson, he's a good player. They've also got Bernard. They've got Alex Iwobi. I think he could be in contention to play tomorrow. They've got that Sigurdsson. Now, he scored quite a lot against us, especially during his days at Swansea. They've also got Fabian Delph. Lucas Digne, he's a very, very good left-back for Everton. I can see him playing tomorrow night. They've got Michael Keane. I presume Michael Keane will be reuniting with Man United. They've also got Yerry Mina. They've got Holgate. They've got Seamus Coleman. To be honest with you, I don't really rate Jordan Pickford. I think he did well, though, in the World Cup in 2018. I think Jordan Pickford, by the way, has got a rib injury. I think Allen has got an injury. And I think they've got that Gabe out as well with injury. Let's put into the equation. Everton have let quite a few players go. In recent years. Don't forget they did lose Idrissa Gueye. He was a good player for Everton. They also let Moise Keane go out on loan to PSG. The loan Theo Walcott out to Southampton. They also let Balassi go. Leighton Baines obviously left them because he retired. They let Schneiderlin go as well. We've done business with Everton before. Don't forget we got Lukaku off them back in 2017. Lukaku enjoyed a couple of years with us. We got Marion Fellaini off them back in 2013. And don't forget back in 2004, which was 17 years ago now, we did get Wayne Rooney off them. And Rooney enjoyed like 13 years with us, our all-time top goal scorer. But I think Man United will win. After Everton, it is West Ham in the FA Cup 5th round, and that's going to be a tough game because West Ham are enjoying a good season and David Moyes is doing really, really well in his second spell with West Ham. So Moyes is going to be reuniting with Man United again. And to Moyes' credit, he's brought, quite a few good players in at West Ham. Obviously, he brought Souček in. He's made a fantastic impact at West Ham. They brought that Vladimir Koufal in as well. Obviously, they've just got Jesse Lingard on loan not so long ago. West Ham could end up getting him permanently. You know, Lingard scored twice on his debut recently for West Ham in West Ham's 3-1 win against Aston Villa. They brought Ben Rama in. They did get him on loan, but obviously they have now got him permanently. They also brought Craig Dawson in. They got him on loan, I think, from Watford. And they brought that Frederick Ibsen in as well. And West Ham, have got other good players. They've obviously got Lanzini. They've got Pablo Fornals. They've got Mikel Antonio. They've got that Jared Bowen. They've obviously got Mark Noble, who's been at West Ham for a while now. He's like in his 30s. And Declan Rice is also very, very good. Do you think there's a chance Man United could sign him in the summer? Said the other week that West Ham were considering lowering their asking price for Declan Rice to £50 million, but initially West Ham value him at around £80 million. West Ham have also got that Issa Diop, who's a good centre-half. And I don't mind that Yarmolenko. We're beating West Ham in the league earlier on this season, 3-1 at the London Stadium, but we come from behind in that game. And after West Ham, we do play West Brom. We should be beating West Brom because they are relegation fodder. And then it's Real Sociedad in the Europa League. By the way, our Europa League squad has been confirmed. So yeah, I'm definitely Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in. Because I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has made very, very good progress at Manchester United in the last year or so. Because like I said, players are improving. Performances are improving. We've been very, very good away from home. We haven't lost away from home in the Premier League for over a year now. Reflecting on that 0-0 draw against Arsenal not so long ago, we set a new club record. We are unbeaten in our last 18 Premier League away games. We was unbeaten in 13 Premier League games in a row until Sheffield United had beaten us. But yeah, like I said to you on my video I did earlier on today, the players that are really improving is Luke Shaw. Defensively, he's superb. He's getting forward well. He's getting into good positions. He's putting good crosses into the box and he's creating chances for his teammates. My only element of concern about Luke Shaw is that he is injury prone. But he still remains our first choice left back despite Telles coming in last summer. Bayes improved as well. I do like the way Bayes shows the ability to play out from the back. He intercepts well, he blocks well, he's also very effective in the air. And I certainly prefer Bailly to Lindelof, but he's too injury prone, is Eric Bailly. That's my only element of concern. And Wan-Bissaka, he's really, really improving as well. Wan-Bissaka, he's getting forward well now. Defensively, he's always been superb. His crossing's getting better. And Wan-Bissaka scored in our 9-0 win against Southampton. He scored the first goal. That's 2 goals now he has scored for Man United. I've got to say that Fred is really, really improving. He's showing good attacking intent. He breaks up the play well. He passes the ball well. I just think Fred needs to work on the reading of his game. He's been at the club now a few years. We got Fred in a deal worth £52 million from Shakhtar Donetsk. And Rashford, he's really improving as well. Aspects of his game have definitely improved Rashford. When Rashford's on form, he keeps the ball well. He gets good runs in behind. He creates chances. And he can also score goals. He has been out of form a few times. But I just think we need to keep Marcus Rashford out wide because that's where Marcus Rashford's more effective. But you can play him centrally. Rashford's been a United player since the age of 7 and he's been in our senior squad since 2016. But I've got to say, we do deserve credit for sticking with Solskjaer because Solskjaer could have easily been sacked as Manchester United manager because we have endured bad periods under him. As far as I'm aware at the moment, there has been no discussions over getting Solskjaer a new contract at Man United. He's got like 18 months left on his current contract. But yeah, Solskjaer will be given at least another season at Man United. That will be his third full season at the club. You know, this is his second full season at the moment. Solskjaer knows how imperative it is to get his first trophy on the board as Man United manager. Because a club of our stature, you know, need to be winning trophies, and we haven't won a trophy now for like 4 years. There's 3 trophies that we can pursue this season. We can win the Premier League, we can win the FA Cup, and we can also win the Europa League. I think we are in the title race despite City having another game in hand. City did recently beat Burnley 2-0. I think a lot of Man United fans believe we're still in the title race, but a lot of our fans were disregarding the title after the 2-1 loss to Sheffield United and the 0-0 draw with Arsenal. But yeah, Solskjaer, you know, he's not mentioning the title race, he's just taking one game at a time. But if we did win the Premier League, it would be a remarkable achievement. We haven't won the Premier League since 2013. I still think there's quite a few things that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's got to do at the football club. You know, he's got to identify his best 11. He's got to give Donny van de Beek more opportunities. You know, I think he's got to get his selections right as well, persistently, because there has been some games where Solskjaer showed tactical flexibility, but on the other side of things, there's been games where he has been tactically naive. You know what I'm saying? So, there you go. Reflecting now on Solskjaer's been at the football club, he has gained some managerial experience and he's learnt quite a bit on the job. You know, Man United is the third club in his managerial career. He has managed over 100 games in all competitions as Man United manager. But obviously, tomorrow's game is his 100th game as Premier League. Is his 100th game as Man United manager in the Premier League. Sorry, I got a bit confused there. But I think his win ratio now will be very, very good. Solskjaer deserves credit because he got us to the EFL Cup semi-final this season. Lost that to Man City 2-0. You know, he's got us to the FA Cup 5th round. You know, did well last season in his first full season. Got us qualification for the Champions League. Got us third and he guided us to 3 semi-finals and that. And I think he has made good signings as Man United manager. He spent over £200 million at the club and all of that. Don't forget, you know, Solskjaer's inheriting players from other managerial eras, isn't he? But to Solskjaer's credit, he has got rid of a lot of the deadwood now, hasn't he? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has endured 4 transfer windows as permanent Man United manager, hasn't he? I think it was a disappointing January transfer window, like I've said on my recent videos. You know, the only arrival we saw was Amad Diallo Traore. Got Amad Diallo Traore in a deal worth £37 million with add-ons included. We paid £19 million up front. It won't be too long now until we see him in the first team. You know, Solskjaer did say that Joe Hugel is in line for his debut. You know. But Solskjaer did say a few times during the January transfer during the January transfer window that he wasn't expecting any signings, but he did say more fringe players could leave, and they did. You saw my video I did earlier on today. I said this year's summer transfer window is very important for Man United because, we do need to make some signings in the summer, and I do expect us to make around 2, 3, maybe even 4 signings in the summer. I can see more players leaving Man United in the summer as well. So anyway guys, that's everything to update for today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.